Hey, fairy grasshoppers, it's Bridget. Nice to see you. We're going to have a conversation today about psychic intervention. Yeah, I just recorded a channeling video that you won't see for like a week or so yet. I don't think. Depends on when I share this one with you. I'm Fairy Grasshopper. You're going to see a channeling video on Above Life channel. Remember, I post those on Mondays. And where I talked to a famous psychic, Sylvia Brown, actually, about this topic of psychic intervention. So I have some feels about it, and so I want to talk to you about it. So for me, there's a lot of ethics around doing psychic work. As there is with so many psychics. There's lots of psychics that have a lot of integrity, that really honor boundaries. So when you step into a session, if you say, I want to know if my husband's cheating, or I want to know if such and such person that I'm dating is really interested in me. Those questions are really tough to ask in a psychic reading or a psychic session because they should be. They should be hard to ask or to maybe answer in regards to the energy of things, because the bigger question before that is like, why do you need to know? Why is it so important to you to find out from somebody else besides the actual person you're in relationship with what the deal is? Like, the questions come from a place of lack, of questioning our worth, of self-sabotage, of uncertainty and insecurity. And they're real questions. Like, I get it. Like, is he into me? Is he not into me? The reason why you're asking the question is because you already know the answer and you're afraid of the answer. If you have to ask the question, you're afraid of the answer because you already know it's not what you want it to be, or inside of you. So it's not just that. Okay, so don't just assume a negative outcome. Okay, if a psychic says, well, I can't talk to you about that because that's that person's business, that's their energy, their feelings. I can't just go digging in somebody else's stuff to tell you all about them because you just want to know for your own self-satisfaction so that you can feel better about yourself and your worthiness. No psychics can actually say that to you. But the more important thing to really consider is that, yes, you already probably know the answer to it, or the true answer is clouded by fear. Because when we are in relationship with other people, whether it be like our spouse or a potential lover or even friendship or even like kids, like there's a level of trust that is always up for interpretation. The level of trust is fluid, especially right now, because it feels like structures and traditional things and norms and society is changing so much right now, and everything's kind of chaotic, a little mixed up right now energetically, and the way that you connect emotionally with people is through the empathic heart space. So you're not going to get 100% accurate information when you're trying to find out if she's cheating on you, for example, or if she's into you or not, because you are feeling mixed up and chaotic and not really sure about who you are now in context of all of this, who you are in the relationship, how you're showing up. Maybe you feel kind of bad because maybe you said you liked stuff you didn't like. Maybe you really hate football and now you got to go to football because he's all into football and you like, oh yay, I totally like the Vikings or the Packers or whoever. I'm not into football, so I don't know, and you really don't. And so you're kind of setting up expectations that you're going to have to resent in the future. And you know that, like, are you really bringing your full self? And if you're not, why? And it's super okay to be nervous about asking yourself that question. Why do I need to know this? Because there's a part of you. Why do you need to know if that person's into you? Why do you need to know if that person's cheating? It's because there's a part of you that knows you're not being authentic with yourself. Like, how do you feel about this person? Do you need this person in your life? Do you need their attention? Because there's a part of you that doesn't feel that good about yourself, and you don't really have a lot of the energy or efforting or understanding. You don't even know how to like change your life to feel more confident in yourself and self-love and all that good stuff that people are talking about all over the place. Like, you don't really know what that is and how to feel that. And so instead you look to other people to fill that void, and that's normal. That's a human tendency. And you, by the way, as a soul incarnate, to have human relationships, to have human experiences. And they're messy, and they're unclear, and they're uncertain, and they change, and you change and evolve, and that's kind of a constant state of flux or chaos, right? And so with the world right now and what's happening in the world right now with all these systems and structures changing, of course, relationships would be a natural place to want some kind of security or safety, but don't hang on too tight to other people's perceptions of you or love for you, because that is fleeting and it's not guaranteed, because any day they could have a bad day. And if you're having a bad day at the same time, all of a sudden the relationship just sucks. And you're just like, oh, it's all about the relationship and it's always so bad and blah, blah. And maybe you're just having a bad day and they're having a bad day and your energies are like not compatible at the moment. And maybe you just need to chill and do your self stuff. So there's so much information that can come from just wanting to know stuff about other people, right? So psychic intervention is something that I'm like, okay, so for many of us who are very psychic, we can remote view, we can see stuff, and or we can feel and sense and pick up on things from people around us, people we love, our coworkers, our family, our kids, business partners, etc. Like we can pick up on stuff. However, you are not always accurate on the interpretation. So when you pick up on stuff, it's very random, it's sporadic. Why is that? Because the energies are chaotic, because during times of great change, which is what we're in, structures are changing, relationships are changing, institution stuff is changing, all genders are changing, all sorts of stuff that we kind of thought we kind of could kind of have some kind of, it's all very fluid. And so because of that, your interpretation is very fluid, which means it's through your lensing and filtering through all of your stuff. So you asking if that person is faithful or being faithful, it's really about your own sense of insecurity about yourself, about your worthiness for love, about your readiness for a relationship, because it might not be at all about the other person and whether or not they love or care about you. Maybe they adore you. Maybe it's really about you going, am I really ready for this relationship right now? Or do I need some time? Or am I going through some stuff? Is it really fair for me to like take from this other person when I don't feel really able to give? Like maybe I feel imbalanced in the relationship and I don't want to admit that. So instead I'm going to use something totally different and create some kind of story around this kind of energy that I'm remote viewing or sensing or picking up on intuitively. And it's one little piece and it might be totally out of place. It might be just a random passerby kind of vibe. Like he might have been sitting outside having lunch with his coworkers in a meeting and somebody walks by and he notices like an attractive person, well-dressed, great posture, and he notices. And in that moment when you're remote viewing, because you're curious about work and wanting to know if he's really on a work lunch, and you look and you notice and you happen to pick up on that or sense that in that moment, wow, that's a big mistake on your part, isn't it? Yeah, so everything must be taken with a grain of salt or remotely viewed with a bigger picture in mind. So it's not a one and done kind of thing. You have to look at multiple pieces, multiple incidences, and multiple experiences in order to really understand what's going on. So you pick up on bits and pieces. Make sure that you acknowledge that you're in a human experience. And so you must have conversation with these people that you care about some of the things you're sensing or picking up on and get clarity. And don't be telling me, well, they're going to think I'm so insecure. Well, so what? If they think you're insecure and they have a problem with that, then do they have a problem with you? Focus on the authentic truth within yourself first so that you don't come after them with accusations or angry stuff, because all that angry accusations is really about your fear, my dear. It's about your fear, my dear. That's what that is. It's your personal feelings and your fear. You're afraid you're going to lose them. You're afraid they don't love you enough because you're afraid you're not enough. So don't put that on them. That's not their problem. That's your problem. That's going to carry with you with any relationship you have, and probably your relationship with your parents, your relationship with your kids, your relationship with the neighbors, your relationship in the carpool. I mean, it's going to show up at work. It's going to show up for you everywhere. So it's not just here. You're just using this as the place that you're choosing to channel it and let it all out on that person. So make sure that when you have that conversation, you do it from a place of true awareness. Get in your core. So if you asked me this in a session, my response to you would be, okay, let's feel this energy. Let's get clear inside you where you're at right now. And I'm going to ask you this question. And so however they phrase it to me, I'll phrase it back to them. And I'll say, what do you feel? And then they'll respond. And I'm like, what is that feeling about? What are those feelings about? Why are they even here? And then sometimes they'll go into talking about past experiences where they were cheated on, or they've had, in the same relationship, people have had some infidelities or a potential wandering eye or what have you, whatever. And that comes up, and it's like, that's a wound that needs healing. Somebody else isn't going to magically show up and just heal that for you. They could actually be a catalyst to make it feel worse so that you heal yourself. And that's what other people do. That's why we're in relationship, so that people reflect back to us things that we then have an opportunity to heal, to love ourselves deeper. We don't heal because we're broken and we're screwed up and there's something wrong with us. That's not why. This doesn't happen because you're stupid and you're ignoring the signs and you just are a doormat. That's not why this is happening. It's happening for your benefit so that you can amplify the love that you have for yourself and the solid foundation, the confidence and who you are as a person. You know you're worthy of love. You know it. And when the fear comes up, that's about something that's happened in the past, or that you're really afraid of the potential of loss or separation. But it's not loss or separation from that person necessarily. It's loss or separation within yourself, which again could be dealing with past grief, old relationships, or just the uncertainty about the future that creates so much fear. So we're really working a lot on fear right now. So psychic intervention isn't going to fix things or give you the answers you need or want. It's more about you affirming for yourself, what do you need or want inside of you? What is not being met? What needs are you not taking care of that you expect somebody else to just fill that in? See, I think chocolate chip cookies fill that in very nicely. If you watch me on Instagram, I do this thing where I eat half a chocolate chip cookie for breakfast. It's so funny. I'm literally sitting here right now going, did I have my cookie this morning? I think I did. I might have to have one at snack time. Okay, serious topic. So, all right, so I hope that gives you a little info about this psychic intervention specifically related to remote viewing or interpreting your psychic guidance, and how to intervene or when to intervene. It's really about in your communication style too, and your delivery, but the communication style within yourself. Are you already connected or attached to your chakras, your energy centers of your body? Do you respond to what your body is telling you? Are you taking care of yourself physically by responding to your body's requests? Are you intuitively taking care of your intuition by doing meditation or tapping or healthy choices for walking, being outside, using card decks, using journaling, using patterns and practices that support a healthy intuition? Are you doing that? So healthy body, healthy intuition. If you do that, that's going to get you a long way toward then relationships with other people, feeling more confident and connected into yourself, and just amplifying that and bringing your full authentic self to any relationship or any connection that you have. So, all right. So this is Bridget. Thanks for watching Furry Grasshoppers. I hope you're doing well. I hope I've inspired your spirit today and filled you with some hope. Yeah, and encouragement to live your life. You guys, we're just doing the best we can, okay? Every day is different for me too. Parts of my day are totally different. I should do a video to show you a whole day with me. Right now I'm yeah, I'm ready to rock on. This afternoon I'll be okay, time for a nap. And Mama's crabby. Just leave me alone for a while. So it's a process, you have to really know yourself and show up for yourself and honor yourself, right? In all of the ways. All right. Thanks for being here.